Your 20s can feel like a strange mix of pressure and possibility. Everyone expects you to have it all figured out: your career, your finances, your purpose, all while you're still learning who you are and what you actually want. If you've been feeling stuck in career uncertainty, overwhelmed by financial stress, or quietly questioning whether you're behind, this conversation is for you. In this episode of Thrive Now, I'm joined by Sienna Pierre to talk honestly about navigating your 20s with clarity, self trust, and intention. We unpack how to set realistic goals, build an abundance mindset, protect your mental health, and create a career path that doesn't burn you out before you even get started. This isn't about having all the answers. It's about building a foundation that supports who you're becoming. Before we get started, I have a reflection question for you. What's one belief you've been carrying about your 20s that might actually be adding pressure instead of clarity? And what would change if you released it? Let's get into it right now. Thank you so much for taking the time to hop on and talk about thriving in your 20s, especially during graduation season where so many students are recently graduating, new to the world. They don't know what to do and they might be a little bit scared. So, this is the perfect conversation at the perfect time. I don't want to delay this anymore. So we're going to kick it off. And I want to hear a little bit about your story. Tell everyone who you are, and what got you started on this journey of like thriving in your 20s.
Yes, of course. A little background on me. My name is Sienna Pierre. I'm a 25-year-old social media strategist, manager. What got me started talking about my 20s? After college, even in college, I was just having a really, I don't know, I'm very into self-discovery, self-development. And so as I was ending kind of my time in college, I was like, documenting my thoughts and my processes and realizing that a lot of us just don't know what we're doing. We're just like throwing things to the wall, seeing what sticks. And I definitely wanted to share just like where I was at with people, just to be transparent, because I think we need a lot more transparency on the internet. And so yeah, I kind of just have been sharing my thoughts about my 20s ever since then. It's just been a passion project that I love and care about.
I love that so much. And how I found you was very interesting. Like, I'm always scrolling on Instagram and I don't know who followed you from like my friends list, but like you popped up and I'm like, wait a second. I love these topics. I love this. And I think the video or post that I saw was about you quitting your job and then moving because you were unhappy. So tell me a little bit about that story.
Yeah. So right after, it kind of happened that way. Like in the very beginning, it was like right after post-grad. I graduated during COVID. It was not the best time to be graduating college. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. And after being in the house for just like, it was like a year or two at that point, I wanted a new adventure, just something different. I was looking at my life and being like, okay, out of all of the years that I have to live, this is the time to be taking risks, to be doing things that I can look back and say, wow, I can't believe I did that. So I had applied to a couple jobs in Southern California. I'm originally from Seattle, Washington. And yeah, I applied to the jobs. I got an internship and I moved down. I live an hour outside of LA. Yeah, so I worked that job for a little bit. It was a corporate job. It was fine. I just wanted something that would really kind of adapt around this lifestyle where I'm still exploring and figuring out what kind of work schedules work for me. And maybe I want to travel and be able to work. And remote work is so easy to find these days. I was like, okay, I need something different. So I did end up quitting my corporate job about a year and a half ago. And I started doing freelance social media manager work. I also started doing started as a contracted social media manager at a brand development studio called The Brand Doula. And yeah, it's just been a whirlwind since then.
I
A lot
love
has
that.
happened, but yeah, I
Yeah.
quit and I'm much happier for it. I love
Okay.
where I'm at now.
I love that. Can you tell everyone a little bit about what remote work is? Some people who might be graduating might not be familiar with the term yet.
Yeah, remote work. I consider, I guess, like remote work is just pretty much work you can do from anywhere. I think some companies have certain rules about what you can do when you're remote, what you can't do. But as a freelancer who's also working remote, there's not really anyone, kind of, I'm my own boss, I'm my own supervision, I'm my own disciplinarian. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's the word, but I have to discipline myself.
Yeah.
Um, and so it comes with its own challenges, but I love it. Remote work, you can just be wherever. It's the best.
Yeah, and do whatever. I like remote. I've been remote since 2020, and I was just talking to someone the other day, and I'm like, I don't think I can go back ever. No, a cubicle? No, what is that?
I know there's something about it. I love it.
It's
The good
freedom.
thing that came out of the pandemic was
Yeah.
normalizing remote work. So,
Yeah, it's a taste of freedom. So once you have it, you're like, ugh, I can't let it go.
yep.
Um, so you mentioned that you do freelance and you're your own boss. Can you talk a little bit more about how you find clients? I know that could be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I have been doing I've transitioned a little bit. I was doing a lot of freelance work before I found the Brand Doula, which is like that contracted studio I work at. So now I'm mostly working with them. I get my clients through them, which is awesome. It takes a lot of that stress away. Before, the way I would find clients when I was just freelancing, um, I would make people very aware of
Mhm.
what I do.
Mhm.
Social media management is in such high demand. I feel like every business owner I talk to and they ask what I do, I say I'm a social media manager. They say, "Oh my, can you help me?" Like every conversation I have. And so I was like, okay, there's a really big need for this. Let me make it very aware of let me make people aware of what I do. So I post about it on Instagram. I let people know. I bring it up in conversations. When I go to networking events, I'm very open about what I do. And that's usually how I found a lot of my clients. Even getting into this job was a surprise because I wasn't planning on being a social media manager. So my first clients, my first work ever just was a result of me posting on my own personal Instagram page, treating myself like a client without realizing it, growing the account. And then I just had people who were like, can you come help me do the same? And it's just grown out of that. But yeah, I think there's two ways you can go with social media management. You can go like the freelance route or work with an agency and they'll kind of bring you clients. So yeah, if anyone was looking to kind of find new ways to find clients, definitely post what you do on social media, go to networking events, and if you want a more consistent stream of clients, work with an agency.
Got it. That makes sense. Now, how do you avoid burnout? Because I know working agency life might be a little tough for some people because while you do get a stream of clients, sometimes you're like, wait a second, I need a little bit of air to breathe before my next client.
Absolutely. I'll be completely transparent. This is still something I am mastering. I don't know if I will ever be able to completely master it, but I'm working on it. I think, especially working in a creative field, creative burnout is very real and very specific. Um,
Mhm.
when you always need to be coming up with new ideas and new plans and strategies, it's like it's exciting because there's something new every day, every week, every month. It's like you're working a completely different job, but
Mhm.
you really have to. The founder of the brand Doula always says like cultivate your creative diet, and so that's really
Mhm.
stuck with me. I think it's about like bringing in things that inspire me and make me excited to do the work. It's about like you keeping the ideas flowing and regulating myself emotionally, because creativity and stress are not friends. You can't, it's really hard to have those coexist. So it's making sure that I'm rooted in my routines, allowing a lot of flow throughout my day, throughout my schedule. If I am having a day and I'm like, my brain cannot come up with ideas, I'm not going to force myself to sit there for 2 hours and come up with no results. I'm going to get up, relax, take the pressure off, and then usually like 30 minutes later, I have a solution to the problem. So it's just about letting the creative juices flow, and again, working this into my schedule slowly but surely. But yeah, just allowing a lot of flow and space to breathe.
I love that. Can you talk a little bit about what your routine might look like, or what your dream routine looks like when you do have that like work-life balance all figured out?
Well, I'll start off by saying I don't know that I believe in work-life balance.
Oh, okay. That's like a hot take. Wait, let's explore that a little bit.
I think I think no matter what, something in life is going to be, you can only focus on like one or two things at a time. Having every area of your life be balanced is just, I think it puts still a lot of pressure on us. Um, I think there's times where my work is going great and there are things in my life that kind of have to take a back seat, even if I might not prefer it. And then there's other times where I'm more life focused and I know I want to be more present in what's going on in my life. And so work takes a back seat. I think it's more of a trade-off, like a flow, like a push and a pull.
Okay.
But that being said, I do think there are ways that like in my everyday I can balance, kind of work and life. So if that's kind of the routine question you're asking.
Yeah, that's helpful. What are let's explore boundaries a little bit. I think that that puts another spin on it. What are
Yeah.
some boundaries that you have to put in place where you're like, all right, work, you gotta chill, or life, you gotta chill. I can't handle this right now because I'm focused on work. Like what would that look like in your life?
Well, I think my mornings really determine how my whole day will go. And so when I first wake up, I don't think about work for at least the first hour after I wake up. I bookend my sleep. So 1 hour before I sleep and 1 hour after I sleep, there's no work. I usually honestly take about 2 hours to like do my routine, get ready, move a little bit. Um, so that's one of my biggest boundaries. I would say also I keep my as a social media manager, Instagram is my
Mhm.
workplace.
Mhm.
And so keeping like those like notifications, like I customize all those notifications. I can't have 6 clients notifications coming to my phone at once. I have to have
Mhm.
those turned off. I log on certain times of the day to check in, see what's going on. I also never work on Saturdays. Those are my Sabbaths. Those are my day to rest. I
Mhm.
will not be online. I will be unavailable. I never ever work that day. And that I think really um, resets me for the following week. Yeah, those are like my main ones. I also try to limit being on my phone because screen time in this job can get really crazy. So try not to be on my phone too much.
Yeah, I my family gets on me all the time because I'm always on my computer. Like I work remotely. So if I'm not working and I want to explore like other things outside of work, I'm still on my computer. So I'm with you with
Yeah,
the screen time. What
yeah,
do
it's
you
hard to.
do? Oh, sorry. I was gonna
You're
what
good.
were
You're good. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, what do you do when you're not on your phone? Because everyone's living in a digital world right now, and that's their entertainment.
That is such a good question. You're catching me in the middle of me figuring all these things out for
I
myself.
love it.
I'm very much a work in progress. Lately, it's always been really hard for me to read fiction books. I'm such a like self-development girly, trying to like know that rest is productive. So I've been reading more fiction books, just books on things that interest me, just to, like, rest my eyes from the screen. I go on a lot of walks, go to the beach, and just like let my eyes look into the distance
Mm-hmm.
because we are always so up close. I just had to get like a new prescription for my
Oh,
glasses because we are, you're like, you've been working this job and your eyes are suffering because of it.
yeah.
So I just have to like make sure I'm having those activities outside of screen time. So yeah, I'd say reading for sure. It's hard because like if you want to watch a show or something that's just another screen, it's like
Yes.
trying to find those alternatives for sure.
Yeah. I love that. So this helps us set up life outside of work a little bit. So you mentioned some personal development books. Do you have maybe like one or two that you can share with everyone that you like?
Ooh. Okay. Yes. The Creative Act,
Mm-hmm.
by Rick Rubin.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm going through it very slowly because I'm just like soaking up every word. It's so good. Especially for creatives. That is a book I recommend.
Mm-hmm.
And then Atomic Habits. I feel like it's the
Mm-hmm.
one everyone recommends.
Yeah.
But that just really changed the way I do everything and the
Okay.
way I think about how to motivate myself to do what I know I need to do. So it's a typical recommendation, but I cannot recommend it enough. It's such a good book.
I love it. I still haven't read Atomic Habits, so thank you for reminding me. And then, yes, I'm like you. I'm slowly working my way through Rick Rubin's book.
You liking it? It's so
I
good.
like it. I like it. It's a good reminder, especially if you're a creative person who's super hard on yourself. If you're a perfectionist and care about what other people think, then it's a good book to read for sure. So
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, a lot of those self-help books, like I'm on that journey too. Like I read a lot of it, way more than fiction. They help you think a little bit more about abundance mindset.
Mhm.
So talk to me a little bit about what abundance mindset means in your opinion, and how do you practice it in your everyday life?
Yeah. So the abundance mindset, to me, it brings up this quote. It's my favorite quote. I say it all. It's like my affirmation.
Mhm.
And that's all you have is all you need.
Mm,
And
mhm,
I feel that just gives so much freedom, to know that like no matter who I want to be, whoever I want to be, wherever I want to go, whatever I want to do, I have the tools and the resources around me. Let me use them.
mhm,
It kind of opens your eyes to, we always think that we need something outside of ourselves. We think we need to like buy something else, go somewhere else, ask someone else. We just need to meet the right person, be in
mm,
the right place.
mhm,
But I think if you're really looking at what is present around you and you're really like being present in that moment, you realize that like you have everything you need and you will continue to have everything you need. Just keep putting in the work. And that's what it means to me. I think some of the ways I practice that, um, I will not gatekeep. That
mm,
is one of my
mhm,
abundance practices. I'm not a gatekeeper. I want to put
uh-huh,
people on to the things I'm learning, the knowledge I'm finding. Um, I think also letting myself rest when there might be a dip in client work,
mhm,
because that can be really scary as a freelancer, contractor, whatever. That just
mhm,
entrepreneur, it can be super nerve wracking. So instead of thinking, okay, I lost a client, were they finished work? What am I going to get next? There's a certain like level of work you need to put in, obviously, to keep bringing in work.
mhm,
But also, I'm trying to allow myself to rest in those down moments because I work a very stressful, busy job. So sometimes just being able to lean back in the systems I have prepared for myself, being able to lean back and just relax, knowing that something will come. It's
mhm.
working out in my favor. and I can, in the meantime, just enjoy this amazing life I'm creating for myself.
Yeah, I love that so much. Now, there's a flip side to abundance mindset. It's like positive, like toxic positivity.
Yeah.
How do you avoid that if you're someone who is positive all the time and you're like abundance mindset? Yes. How do you avoid being like overly optimistic?
That's a good question. I think allowing space to breathe and to feel, when someone else is kind of, if someone else is going through something, they don't always want a solution, right? They want
Mhm.
someone to listen to them. They want someone to be there for them. They want you to hold space for them. I think we would do that for someone else. I think we need to do it for ourselves as
Yeah.
well. Kind of leave that space, um, not push other people into toxic positivity, but not um, push ourselves into toxic positivity. Like, I'm just going to get through this. I'm just going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
It's like allow yourself the space to feel the bad feelings and to grieve the things that have changed, and just kind of showing yourself that kindness, I think is a good way to avoid um, beating yourself up too much.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I so feel you on letting people have space. I just got finished talking to my dad. I'm like, I'm the person you come to when you need a solution. It's so hard for me to like be the venting friend.
Yep.
But yeah, I realize that in my life too. I gotta not always look for solutions. I gotta allow myself to take it in. So
You
good
have to
advice. I
breathe.
love it. Yeah. So I have another question for you. How do you get on this journey of discovering yourself in your 20s? For some people, it can be really hard to like put a mirror to themselves. What's like the base level of discovering yourself in your 20s?
Oh, that's such a good question. That's a big question. Oh my. Base level of discovering.
Hmm.
I think being curious, just being curious in general will take you far with a lot of things, but I think that we are in a phase of life that is so exciting because anything is still possible. You don't get this time back. There's not really another time in life where, you kind of have so much opportunity. Your life can go in any direction you choose. I think being curious about that
Hmm.
is a great catapult to starting that discovery journey. And I also think knowing that you're in control of your life. I think a lot of us kind of sit in the back seat and just we're very passive. We just, let whatever's happening to us happen. And we just think like, this is my life. I'm gonna, deal with it. And I think if people know that there is another option, the option to create, to imagine what a beautiful life looks like for you, to imagine what the best version of yourself looks like, and then to take the steps to figure out what the steps are to create it. Get excited, get curious, like how can I actually make this come to life? Connecting with people who are in the places you want to be. It's just, I just feel like a kid in a candy shop sometimes. It's like, okay, there's so much out there. Let
Yeah.
me just immerse myself and see what happens. So but I think the fear is what gets a lot of us, and it's a
Hmm.
hard thing to overcome. But if you can just get past it, do it scared.
Yeah.
I think I think it takes us. I think it'll take us super far.
That's it. I love it. Do it scared. What about rejection? Because you can do it scared, but then you can you can get rejected and take like a big L and you're like, "Dang, I don't want to try again because I got rejected."
Absolutely. I think I don't want to be corny and say rejection is redirection, but
Yeah, that's what
but
everyone says.
literally. But if it's having this deep sense of knowing that if something is for you and you're showing up as your most authentic, best self, then what is for you is going to want you, and it's not going to let you go. So I think it's about making friends with rejection and not seeing it as such a scary thing, not taking it super personally, being able to take it as like, okay, I can do better in this area, but knowing that it's not about who you are, or like saying that you're unworthy or incapable. I think you just have to try a lot. Okay, a book that changed my perspective on this is
I love it.
Grit.
Say it one more time. What is
Grit
it?
by Angela
Oh.
Duckworth. I think that's her
Mhm.
name. That really changed my perspective on rejection. She
Mhm.
just cites how many people had to do things like a bazillion times before anything started to stick. And I've had so much rejection too, and you just kind of have to like learn how to keep going and know that it's a part of the process. You have to get rejected in order to get to the point where you are in that door that you want to be at.
Yeah.
So I think if you just see it as a part of the whole experience and just accept that that's just something you're going to experience, I think it kind of cushions the blow a bit.
Yeah. I love that. Now, can you tell me a little bit about maybe some of the don'ts that you do, or that people shouldn't do when it comes to that self-discovery piece that they're focusing on?
Don'ts.
Yeah. You don't wanna get caught up and you can't get out of it.
So true. I would say don't fear feeling. Um, I think a lot of us are scared of bringing up big emotions or addressing things that we might not want to talk about that
Mhm.
are like, circling in our brain, circling in our body, because our body holds on to all that stuff. Like, I think not being too afraid to feel your feelings and get those emotions out.
Yeah.
Um, don't don't block your blessings.
I love that.
Imposter syndrome in your 20s, I think, is a very whew, that has taken it out of me. That has been the source of my burnout a lot of times.
Mhm.
So yeah, don't block your blessings. Let the things that are meant for you come and accept them with a full heart.
Yeah.
Um, don't stick to your plan too harshly. Let don't let the plan get in the way of pivoting in a new direction, because there's a lot of pivoting, a lot of messing up and trying again in this stage of life. I'd say those are my main don'ts.
I love that. And then as we come to a close, this might be a hard topic, but let's talk a little bit about like finances that may block someone from thriving in their 20s. I ran a poll and financing, like finances, paying for student loans, like not having a job that pays well, all of those things was the number two thing that people in their 20s worried about. So talk to me a little bit about how to overcome that.
Yeah. I think there's I'm in no way a financial expert. I
Yeah.
only can
Let's
pull
put that
from
disclaimer.
this is not financial advice. Um, I the basics, I think focusing on the basics. A lot of times things seem really scary and daunting because we're looking at a really big, scary picture. And money is one of the scariest topics for a lot of people, um, myself included. So I
Mhm.
think simplifying it and doing the most important things. For example, budgeting scares a lot of people, but just as like a start, look at your money and look at what's coming in and what's going out, and just make sure that
Mhm.
what's coming in is a higher number than what's going out. That's like a
Yeah.
really big simple one. um, for people who are entrepreneurs,
Mhm.
um, definitely having that emergency fund is a really big thing for just kind of like those dips in income. Being able to have I keep about 3 months of expenses saved up, just kind of so I can pay rent when
Mhm.
stuff's a little slow. Um, Yeah, I would just start with the basics. Personally, I love finding a fun influencer in a subject I
Mm-hmm.
wanna learn more about. I would go find a finance influencer and just
Binge watch.
watch all of their content. Someone
Yeah.
that you like that can break it down and make it fun. I personally really like Asia Dang's content. I would recommend her. She's very great for getting out of debt, budgeting, all that stuff. Yeah, I love her stuff. So I hope that kind of helps. Just keep it simple.
Yeah, I love it. That's good advice. That's what I do. I also lean on people who like to talk money in my
Yes.
family. And I'm like, can you help me? I don't really know what I'm doing right now. So
No,
yeah.
yeah, we need to have those conversations more. If we're like so scared to talk about our money, we're never gonna grow it or
Mhm.
get better around it. It shouldn't be a scary topic. I think if we talked about it more, people would be
Yeah.
more comfortable and then be better with it.
Yeah. I'll do a slight plug. If you have Spotify Premium, Vivian, I don't know her last name, but she's really big on TikTok and Instagram. But she has a book on there, and you can read it for free or listen to it for free as an audiobook if you have Spotify Premium. So, super cool plug. I
Writing
am
that
not
down.
being
Thank you.
paid by Spotify to say this. So, so this is a genuine recommendation. So, I
I
love
love
that.
that. I wrote it down, so I will be checking that out.
Awesome.
Got to
Awesome.
use your resources.
Use them in general. Spotify has a lot of audiobooks that we talked about
Oh
during
yeah.
this chat.
Oh
So if you have Spotify Premium, go listen to it. But
yeah.
we're going to wind this down. Any last words you have for recent grads, early career professionals who just need to know what kind of skills or things that they need to like conquer their 20s?
Yeah, yeah. I would say keep an open mind. Don't be scared to do the dirty work
Mm,
because unfortunately, we are at the start of everything career wise. We got
yeah.
to do the jobs that other people don't want to do.
Yeah.
So, if you come across a job like that, just be super open to learn. Ask people to be your mentors, people in your workplace, go to them for advice. People love giving help and
Mm-hmm.
they'll want to help you if you ask for help and they'll think of you knowing that you were eager to learn. You never know who down the line could think back and be like, who do I know that could be right for this job that I've
Mm-hmm.
really appreciated in the past? And your open-mindedness, willingness to work, and curiosity will take you so far. It's taken me to places that I didn't think I would be in, but you keep that like good spirit and good energy. It all comes back and it all works out.
I love that. Yay. This was such a great conversation. I hope all of the young pros listening took something from it, even if it's just a book or a quote. Where can people find you? Because I know you talk a lot about 20s and life in your 20s and living in LA and the work that you do. Where can people follow you to follow your journey a little bit more?
Yeah. Well, I'm most active on Instagram. My Instagram is at Sienna Pierre. Um, The other platforms, they're there. If you look up my name, I'll be there. But I'm always on Instagram. I'm always down to chat with people. I have people DM me, like if they have questions or just want like advice on something. My DMs are always open. And then, yeah, if you're ever interested in looking at what I'm doing work wise, um, I work with, you can look me up at the brand doula on Instagram as well. We also have a website. All our work is up there. Yeah. Thank you so much, Deja, for having me.
Amazing.
This was so great.
Yay, I love it. And you are welcome to come back on my live anytime.
We should do this again. I love chatting with you.
Yes, awesome. Well, thank you. And I hope some of my audience reaches out to you for more advice.
Of course, I'll be here. Catch me on Instagram.
All right. Bye, everybody. Bye, Sienna.
Bye.
If you're in your 20s and feeling uncertain, let me say this clearly. Nothing is wrong with you. Uncertainty isn't a failure, it's a signal that you're growing. You don't need to solve your entire life right now. You just need the next clear step, the right questions, and permission to move at your own pace. You don't need to solve your entire life right now. I want to make that clear. If something from today resonated, leave a comment, rate the episode, and share it with someone who needs to hear this too. And if you're still figuring it out, remember, you don't need to solve your entire life right now. Your career, your money, and your sense of direction will all become clear as you start to take small steps forward. Remember, drop your dream in the dream database. The link is always in the show notes or underneath the video. And even if the idea is half-baked or half-formed, that still counts too. I want it in the dream database because I want to bring people to this show that proves that you don't have to have it all figured out, and that can help you as you continue to move forward to achieve the dreams that you have. Say your dreams out loud and then write them down and make them plain. Your 20s aren't a deadline. Remember, they are your foundation. So remember, go out and thrive. Today, not tomorrow.